Last year we had serious FOMO when the Ballarat Marathon clashed with another event that we had on, but not this year. We packed up the car and we were heading for our first ever Ballarat Marathon. After the hype of the previous year, we were so excited to get there. These events are never a walk in the park for us. There's a lot of operations and logistics and just general thinking about how we're actually going to pull this off that goes into every single event that we do. We're coming off a previous event that was, well, let's be honest, it was a little bit traumatic for us because it poured rain the whole time and we ended up losing some of our displays and our gear, but we're hoping for a really good event. We do these events because it's such a good opportunity for us to not only get our brand out there, but chat to our customers and speak to runners, just absorb the vibe of these events, because at the end of the day, that is what we do. That's at the core of what we do, is community and running events, and just being part of that community is essentially Runly at its core. As an introvert, setting up a camera and filming yourself is actually quite daunting, and my anxiety was really heightened here when we were setting up our marquee and we found that it was actually broken from our previous event. Turns out the dirt and grime from the last event actually got up into the structure and we couldn't open it. So it was a mad dash to find a tradie who could lend us their toolbox so we could open up the structure, get it all out, and then set it up. We managed to do it, but I'm not sure that this marquee is going to make it to another event, unfortunately. Expensive start to the weekend. Feels like we've kicked off from our last event exactly the same. Turns out this event kicked off exactly how our last one ended, with a lot of rain. A lot of the other brands left a lot earlier, but we tried to hold on as long as we could, but the rain was just too hard. I had to make a mad dash to Bunnings to get as many tarps as I could to hold the fort down overnight. We're only 2 hours into the expo and they've come around and said, look, just pack it up. The rain's getting worse. We've tarped everything up now. As much as I love the festival atmosphere, I always think they're probably half a day or even 1 day too long. I generally think 1.5 days or 2 days is probably the sweet spot for having a expo or a running festival. Day 2 kicked off, and although it looks a bit dreary in the morning, it ended up having complete sunshine for the entire day. I started moving everything out of the marquee because we were told we had to shift our spot in the expo because someone else was going to slide in. The brand that did slide in was St. Leia's, and it's actually owned by the founder of 2XU, so I was pretty happy to be sitting next to the founder of 2XU for 3 days, and you can absolutely guarantee that I was picking his brain. Saturday was such an epic day. We met so many Runly customers, which was awesome. We met a bunch of new customers, and just getting amongst the buzz of the event was amazing. I have to say, the elite field of the 1 miler race was an absolute highlight for me. What a buzz. It is absolutely freezing this morning. Oof. On Sunday, we rocked up at 5:50 a.m. in the freezing cold and in the dark, and as expected, it was a pretty quiet morning. The expo sits a little away from the start line, so foot traffic was pretty light on the Sunday. I would say it was probably on par with Friday. Some brands actually don't show up for the Sunday or for the race day, which is actually quite common across races for events and in the expo. And to be honest, I don't blame them because it is always quieter. But for us, we've made the effort to be there, and I think it's good just to still have the brand on display and speak to as many people as we can. Getting to events can be pretty hard yakka. There's a lot of operations and logistics that goes into it, sometimes months of planning. Things go wrong, as you saw in this event, with either rain or marquee dramas or emergency trips to Bunnings. But it's all worth it because you can't put a price on real connection with your community. And as for the Ballarat Marathon, they put on a seriously good show. The town is abuzz, and if you're thinking about running it, I would highly recommend. If you're keen to get more BTS of Runly, make sure you subscribe for our next vid.